All right, we've got a balmy 0 right now, which compared to yesterday is actually a warming trend. So buckle up. More cold weather coming for the weekend. We'll give you details on it. Yesterday, got a chance to stop over at Montpelier Volkswagen. What a place. If you haven't been in there yet, yeah, of course, high pressure, or low pressure, I should say, high performance, home of the big deal. These are wonderful people over there, and they really, really know what they're doing, and they'll get you into something that you can comfortably afford. The 2025 Atlas and Atlas Cross Sport is a vehicle that I keep turning my head about. Yes, the Tiguan and the Tiguan S is nice, but man, it is just such a beautiful ride. If you're looking for an experience with a sales team that gives you that family feel, again, low pressure, just great incentives to get into something new and something that you can hang on to for a long time. The legendary name of Volkswagen is something that you can trust, and it'll get you through some of the roughest winters that you'll ever experience. Right now, $10,000 off the 2024 Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport SEL R-Line while supplies last. And I think, last I checked, when I was there yesterday, they had 3 left. So stop by 1189 US Route 2 in Berlin. It's Montpelier Volkswagen. $5 Tuesdays back at the Capitol Theater. Skip the line. Get over to the Cap if you can. Catch a movie. All show times. And it doesn't matter what movie it is. It's $5 on Tuesdays only at the Capitol Theater, fgbtheaters.com to see all of the listings, what's playing. We're looking at partly sunny skies today, gang. And look at this, 29 degrees. I think I saw 25 on my car yesterday, and the roads were actually wet. And I was like, wow, heat wave. This is incredible. 29 today, amazing. Enjoy it while you can, though. 7 tonight, cloudy skies, partly cloudy tomorrow, kind of a carbon copy of today, around 26. Thursday, partly cloudy, 21. And you don't want to know about Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Trust me, we are right back to the Arctic blast for the weekend. Hey, Marcel Otis on the birthday list today. Brandy Ash, Reagan Paquette Howard, happy birthday to you. Kevin Stoddard, Kristen Jackman, Hannah Nielsen, Melina Hill, and Tammy Hall all celebrating birthdays. Big month for sports. We got the Seahawks and Patriots facing off in Super Bowl 60 on Sunday. We got the Daytona 500 and NBA All-Star Game on the 15th, and the Winter Olympics getting started this Friday and running through the 22nd. G and I are going to have a lot of fun talking about the Olympics on Friday morning. Trust me, it's going to be a good time. Some of the headlines right now. Vermont, we got a bill seeking to keep law enforcement from wearing masks. That's trending right now. It's trending this morning, actually. National headlines, the partial government shutdown could be ending in a matter of hours. Body cameras being deployed to DHS agents in Minneapolis. The Artemis II moon mission postponed to March. Technical issues. I think that was supposed to go on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. But this morning, I have some great ladies that are sitting right next to me. Cheryl Moyer and Ava Whitcomb from Downstreet. It is an absolute pleasure to have you both in here. We're going to be talking about housing, and last time I had you guys on. Well, it was Kevin over at Downstreet. The H word is the hot button, man. It's like, and you were just telling me that we're going to be talking about this Friday at the State House, right? There's going to be a discussion about housing.
It'll be next Friday.
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
All right.
Yep.
I would love to get there and hear what's being said about this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I know. And we know that some of your staff will be there, right?
Yes.
Who
Yep.
exactly? Do you know?
Yep. So all of the directors of all of our departments will be there at the State House.
Okay. Boy, do we have housing is like, man, it's like people will say, oh, we need this, we need that, we need this, but it kind of begins with housing almost.
Absolutely.
As Kevin Ellis was kind of alluding to, it's fine we got these other problems, but man, if we don't have the housing stock, we're deeply in trouble here. And you guys at Downstreet are really chipping away at this.
We're trying.
We are trying.
You're doing a great job. I mean, look at all that's just happened in a short period of time with Downstreet, and it's not just the Fox Run apartments. It's not just the Speranza Inn. I mean, the list goes on, and we've got Seminary Street that's going to be changing here drastically.
Absolutely.
Right here in the Granite City. Wow.
Yeah.
But both of you are in the home ownership department.
Correct.
What is at Downstreet Housing and Community Development? What does that mean?
Yeah.
What is the homeownership department?
So we do a little bit of everything, is what I like to say. So we do everything from financial capabilities counseling, pre-purchase counseling, home buyer education. We run a shared equity program that has 167 homes that are a part of our portfolio right now. And then we also have a loan side of it. So we have a Green Mountain Home Repair Program that helps current homeowners rehab their homes for health and safety issues.
That's the VHIP.
That's the Green Mountain Home Repair Program.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. And then we also manage the VHIP, which is a Vermont Housing Improvement Program that helps landlords and homeowners with new creation units along with repairing existing units.
Wow.
It's a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot. So, in layman's here, I mean, are you kind of like real estate agents with Downstreet?
Not licensed, but yeah, we really are just here to help support people through that home buying process, right? It's a lot. There's, a lot of things that people just don't know. Like, you don't do it every day, right? It's not like going and buying a pair of shoes at a store.
Sure.
So it's just educating people
Right.
on what out there, what support's out there, and kind of helping, point them in the right direction, where to start.
I would say we're more educators than real estate. I guess real estate professionals, but more educators in that we kind of walk with the customer through the whole process of getting pre-approved. Here's the process. You get pre-approved with a lender, so we have our lender hat on, and look at things that way. We then talk about shopping for a home. What do you want in a home? The process. You get under purchase and sale contract. Then what? And kind of take those steps along with them as a unbiased third party. So, we don't have a stake in the game other than helping the customer. So we can really serve as an advisor.
Just got a comment here. With all that's invested into housing from the government, I would think we need to think longer term and cost-effective options. Why not a chunk of land and load it up with tiny homes or mobile homes? We can house more that need it and spend less. Have you heard comments like this before?
We have, absolutely. Yeah. And there has been, some work done to see if it's something that's feasible for us. The state created a mobile home infill program. I believe it was last year that the Vermont State Housing Authority, I believe, is the ones that are kind of managing that program. And really what they were focused on is finding vacant lots within existing mobile home parks to fill with new mobile homes to help bring them online. So there's some work, but definitely a lot more work, and that's an area that we're focusing on.
What's the shared equity home ownership? I heard you mention that. How does it benefit qualified buyers? What is this?
Yeah, so the shared equity program is a program that helps people purchase a home. They provide up to a 20% down payment towards the purchase price. And so there's some monthly value in it, along with long-term value in it as well. So it eliminates private mortgage insurance when you're purchasing. It also, you're not paying on that down payment, no interest, no monthly payment. And there are some nuances to the program, but really a lot of benefits to helping people get over that hurdle of not having a down payment towards the purchase.
So many need this.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
a lot of low and middle income folks. It's a barrier for them to get into homeownership. The startup cost, the having that down payment. With the shared equity program, we help them. They don't need the down payment. They because we're providing that. They have their closing costs, and some of that can also be. There's programs that can also help out with that as well.
Can this stay affordable long term?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So with the shared equity program, with that down payment, some of the nuances is that the program and that property stays in the program going forward. And so that down payment that you receive then goes on to that next buyer. So that down payment stays with that property, so it's permanently affordable for future owners.
Wow. Tell me about this this Money Moose project. I clicked on that, and of course, I've always admittedly kind of fantasized about living in a log home in Vermont. And as soon as I clicked on that link, I was like, whoa, that got my attention. Tell me about this.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we just purchased a property up in Morrisville. It was the end of January. And we purchased 8 single family homes that were short-term rentals. And we're going to turn them into single family homes. And so they are beautiful. 6 out of 8 of them will be shared equity homes. So they will have that down payment and they will be permanently affordable for future owners. But it's just a beautiful land. There's 150 acres of conserved land that's around it that will be open to the public. And it's a very rural, beautiful, beautiful setting.
And this all just happened a couple of weeks ago?
Yes. Yep. So we're going to be having an open house this Saturday from 10
Saturday.
to 2.
10 to 2.
Yes.
2930 Cody Hill Road.
Yeah.
Come see us.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful, beautiful piece of land, and the homes are beautiful. A lot of our staff are like, how can we get these homes? Because they're just, it's the Vermont dream. It really is.
Isn't that so? Maybe this is premature, but will something like this happen again? Another chunk of land?
I don't think it's something that we set out to do. Like this, Angie was presented this opportunity, and it was really a partnership with the Stowe Land Trust, who purchased the acreage associated with it and are conserving that. And Downstreet purchased the houses and the cabin, the cabins and the house, so that we could offer them as, 6 shared equity homes, keep them affordable permanently.
Sure.
The other 2 will be sold at market rate.
Okay.
But we're really hoping to use this as like a pilot for future projects, because it's just amazing. And home ownership is so needed right now.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I'd love to see some legislators get up there to this open house and
Would
see.
love that.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
That would be.
We
So
would
they can
love to see everyone, is welcome to come and join and walk through the cabins. And it's just, it's going to be beautiful. Please
Wow.
come
It's
out,
exciting.
join us.
Yeah.
See us.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about my schedule on Saturday. That's amazing, and to think that, that's really the heart of Vermont, man. You're getting into the hills up there. That's such beautiful country. That whole area.
There's beauty. The 150 acres is going to be open to the public, and there's waterfalls, there's nature trails. It's such a beautiful, beautiful piece of land.
Wow.
It's rural, yet only 10 minutes from the heart of Morrisville, so it's accessible too.
And a quick skip on 15 right into Essex and Burlington.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Champlain Valley. Wow. Do you I'm sitting here and I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm remembering, and I can't remember if I mentioned this to Kevin Ellis or not, but just remember renting in Waterbury in the early 90s. Big, beautiful farmhouse, and my rent was $420 a month.
Those days are gone.
Yeah, and I think I long gone, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it included snow removal and electricity. And I remember a real estate agent telling me, you gotta try to buy something like this, because at some point the secret is going to get out. You're on the main artery right into Burlington, Montpelier. You're a straight shot right through the center of Vermont. Secret's going to get out. Do you feel like what you guys are doing with the Muddy Moose project, that something like that could turn into something that could explode like this? The secret could get out that this is the way to go.
I'm really hoping it does.
Yeah.
I mean, I call it this hamster wheel, right? And I feel like it's stalled over the last, 5-10 years, where, everyone, they graduate, they go to college, they, get their first apartment. And then, the next goal is home ownership. And I feel like it's just kind of stalled out a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's, we're trying to revitalize that,
Sure.
get people back into that, one of the American dreams of owning your own home and knowing that it is possible. There is hope out there, and we can help guide you through that process to figuring out, it's not right for everyone, but I think some people just feel like it's not an option right now.
Another question here. What's the going mortgage rates you've been seeing as of late with these programs?
I've been
Great
seeing.
question.
I check lenders' websites weekly so that I can stay on top of that in offering guidance to the folks that I work with, and I'm seeing right now right around the 5.875 6% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the rates have last year at this time they were a little higher, so they're starting to come down.
I've pulled up some stats here about just over 74% of households in Vermont owned their home in 2024, roughly 3 in 4 residents. And this has significantly been above the national average on one of the higher rates in the United States. So, and also that Vermont ranks in the top 5 states nationwide for home ownership percentage. So,
we're doing something right.
I mean, this, there's per capita and everything. I understand, but what are the income requirements? Asks Donna here for buying a home.
Yeah, so for our shared equity program, we can go up to 120% of the area median income for that county. So we service Washington, Orange, and Lamoille County. But we help anyone through the home buyer education and the counseling for pre-purchase. There's no income restrictions on the services that we offer outside of the shared equity.
Okay. Home prices in Vermont have popped. You know that. Obviously, I've been preaching to the choir here. The median home price across the state, about $415,000 as of late in 2025. Housing market is fluctuating everywhere, but here in Vermont, it seems to be on a pretty steady increase here. And it's pricing out a lot of Vermonters. A lot of native Vermonters who are just saying, I can't afford to live here anymore.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we're working with people every day that are struggling to be able to stay here in Vermont. And a lot of our clients are, not using us as a last resort, but looking at us in a last resort. Like, I if I don't find help, I'm looking at moving out of my home state, Vermont,
Yeah.
where we want to stay. Um, there are programs out there that, we're trying to help get people to, and to educate people that there are programs out there that can help them stay in Vermont.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
programs, a lot of resources.
Correct.
You gotta, it kind of getting it all on the table and sifting through what's this is great, but it doesn't work for me. What works best for me, and that's what you guys are pros at.
Yeah, part of our education process is our financial wellness purchase ready process is to meet the client where they're at. And, so we talk about affordability. We run numbers with them. We talk about their credit. We look at what programs are out there for loan, mortgages, down payment assistance, and we help inform them on how they can access those programs if they qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say about stock? I mean, we're just inventory is low. There's a relationship here there's a fine dance here. Inventory is low, prices are up. There's so many people that are like, yeah, I own my home right now in Vermont, but if I were to lose it by a fire or anything, I wouldn't be able to afford to purchase another home here in Vermont. I would have to rent. You've heard this too.
Yeah.
All the time. It's really, really, it's hard. It's part of, the job that we don't necessarily like, but we have to have tough conversations with some people, and it's, explaining like, yeah, that is the struggle that a lot of people are dealing with right now. Like, they're having to stay where they're at. They don't feel like there's the opportunity, kind of back to that hamster wheel.
Yeah.
They get into home ownership, but then there also needs to be that avenue for people that can no longer maintain their house.
Yeah.
And as you get older, you're like, okay, well, then you're wanting to go into like senior housing or,
Sure.
Something smaller, even like an ADU or something, along those lines.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of options out there for people to transition from that, larger home into something that's more reasonable for them to maintain.
Yeah. Accessory dwelling units, ADUs. This is something that is the secret's getting out on this here in Vermont too. That this is the way to go, and there's a pretty good list of pros here on this.
Right.
Not just taxes. What say you about ADUs?
Yeah, I think there is so much value add in ADUs right now. A lot of parents are creating them on their properties for their children because there's no rentals out there that their children can afford. And then we find it on the flip side where a lot of children are creating ADUs for their parents to be able to downsize and to live, and then also be able to help take care of them as well.
Yeah, and even not just families, creating an ADU allows you to create a revenue stream to help offset your property tax obligations and may allow you to stay in that home longer than you would have been able to, without that extra monthly income.
Yeah, we're talking about a space that's right around 900 square feet.
Yes.
Yep.
Just enough to have the in-laws or your friends come up if they're skiing or whatever. You got some extra room there, but you
Right.
also say to rent out too.
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Generate some income.
There are a lot of the because there's such a focus on it right now. A lot of the municipalities in Vermont are actually kind of loosening up their zoning requirements a little bit
Yeah.
to allow for development of these ADUs in villages and towns,
Yeah.
close to amenities and all of that.
a question and a comment here. In your opinion, what's the minimum credit score needed? Brittany chimes in and says, for the shared equity program, the buyer must qualify for a traditional mortgage, which requires a credit score of 640.
Yes.
Correct.
Yep. Most mortgage products require a credit score of 640 or above. The shared equity program requires that as well. And then, so we provide that down payment, and then you have to be eligible for first mortgage financing for the remainder of the purchase price.
Okay. Yeah. Work hard at that credit score.
Absolutely.
And we can help with that. Yeah.
You know, for fellas like me, it's like, gotta set up the auto payment. Can't just rely on my memory to make my payments on time.
Yeah.
You
They
know?
don't teach that in schools anymore,
No.
right?
No.
Yeah.
It's an
So
elective if they do, right? Like
Yeah.
you can choose to take it, but I've had a lot of kids that will come to us and they're like, "Oh, how do you do this?" And they're like, I never knew." And my daughter, I always talk to her. This is what I do, right? So I'm educating them as they're growing, and I'm like, your credit score is like your report card. You have to, put effort into it to kind of build it up
Yes.
so that you can get
Yep.
those scores that you want.
and then protect it.
And then protect it.
Maybe even more important than your credit card. Yeah. Yeah. This is, and here's the thing, and I say this, and I've heard that so many say the same thing, that affordability issues are in every state. They're everywhere right now. Doesn't matter where you live.
Right.
Maybe in the hills of Tennessee could be an exception. I don't know. But why do you think Vermont is having? I mean, we touched on this a little bit. That a lot of Vermonters are getting priced out. The market's hot. Supply is down. Demand is high. Revenue is low. But what are some of the other reasons why you think Vermont might be having the affordability and housing crisis? Would you call it a crisis?
I would call it a crisis for sure. And I think it's just the demand. The demand forces up those prices, and then it makes it unaffordable. I think property taxes have been another big affordability piece that people are struggling with. I mean, even myself personally, my town, our taxes increased over 30% last year, with the education that is continuing to go up, and it's something that we're continuing to work on. Even shared equity homeowners that are in the portfolio right now are calling us saying, our property taxes just went up 30%. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
And then helping work with people on looking at maybe even loss mitigation options with their servicer to see if they can extend their mortgages out. I think it's just the housing stock that we have is very old. And people aren't able to maintain it. And then the heat, right?
Yeah.
Sarah, it was a big old goose egg this morning, you know?
Sure.
And it's really, really hard to keep up with that as well.
Yeah. What say you on that, Ava?
I was going to touch on the aging stock that we have. Vermont is old, right? So a lot of our houses are in need of repair. The folks that have lived there for their entire life, in a lot of cases, are now finding themselves, because of all the rising costs, unable to maintain them. So some of those houses end up coming out of circulation, if you will, because they're no longer inhabitable. So that's, that contributes to the problem.
Would you say it would be best, before someone comes into Downstreet Housing and meets with you, that they should have a pretty detailed, come prepared, have your credit score with you, have your expenses laid out, what's coming in, what's going out?
Yeah, we like to do initially a hello consultation with a client, where we'll talk about the programs that we offer, and decide from there which program might benefit them the best and help them meet their goals.
Yeah.
You don't have to, I mean, knowledge is power, yes, but you can also come to us even if, you don't know what you don't know. We'll help you. We have the ability with our clients' permission to do a soft pull on their credit. So we can look at that together from an educational perspective and kind of say, things look good, or here's some things you should work on. Here's what a lender's going to look at. So we do that. And then, part of it also is helping a client budget to save where they can, to look at their budget together. So in some cases, we will have them do a tracking of their spending for, a couple weeks or a month, and then come back to us and we can look at that together and have a intelligent conversation about, where your money's going, and are there things that you think you can do that you could, live without, or
Sure.
so that you can hopefully put yourself in a better position to own in the future.
Yeah, build some equity.
Yeah.
And of course, there's tax exemptions. There's other incentives too,
Right.
that folks can qualify for, as especially first-time
Absolutely.
home buyers, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
You have the homestead tax declaration that is eligible for people that are income eligible for it through the state of Vermont that own a home. You file it every year with your taxes, but it can be, a lot of people don't know that there are certain things out there that could, help them, even support them during their ownership as well.
Yeah. What about insurance? I've heard that Vermont's homeowners insurance, generally compared to the nation, is pretty good, pretty competitive, not super high.
Yeah.
Another incentive?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're comparing renters insurance versus homeowners insurance, I don't know that there's you get more out of homeowners insurance than renters insurance because it's covering the whole house. So it's a little higher, but really when you're comparing the two, it's, pretty comparable.
Yeah. What else? Let's mention again the Muddy Moose project. This is a huge. How many acres again?
It's 167 total acres. 150 of it's going to be conserved land, and then the other piece is going to be where the homes are located, which is about 18.
Okay, and this was all through the Stowe Land Trust.
Yeah,
Partnership with the Stowe Land Trust
Partnership.
and Downstreet.
Okay,
Yep.
so this is up in Morrisville.
Correct.
Correct.
And you've got how many homes? The open house is Saturday.
Yes.
This coming. How many homes again?
So it's going to be 8 single-family homes. 7 of them are log cabins. Beautiful homes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful log cabins. I'm going to put the link up here in just a little bit. We're going to hammer this pretty hard.
Super. Thanks.
So that folks can get up there and see this. But when were these cabins built?
So some of them were built in 2013, and then the other half of them were built in, I believe it was 2017. So they're fairly new homes, beautiful, well-maintained. They were used as short-term rentals that are now going to be single-family homes for people year-round.
Wow.
Yep.
So what is, one more time here, explaining what shared equity is. What is that?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it is a down payment assistance program that helps people with that 20% down payment or more with these homes specifically to make them affordable for the homeowner.
Wow. So basically, you're getting help getting in,
Right.
Absolutely.
getting your life restarted here.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And into affordable home ownership. That's one thing that we've kind of talked about this morning is that, median household prices right now are around $400,000 to $500,000, depending on where you're purchasing.
Yep.
And, these homes are starting at $215,000 for a purchase price. And the larger ones, the 3 bedrooms, are $275,000 for the shared equity homes. But they're beautiful. They're energy efficient. The landscape is amazing. And you have just all of this conserved land around you, waterfalls, hiking trails. And it's rural, it's a beautiful piece of land.
You can work right in Morrisville. You can skip to Essex. You can run up to Newport. Stowe.
Yeah.
Didn't even think of that.
Close
Or even skip down and hit the interstate. You're right there.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I want to add about the shared equity program, it's not just for first-time home buyers. It's for folks in area median income of 120% or less. So you don't have to be a first-time home buyer to be eligible for the shared equity program. However, you can't currently own a home. The shared equity home has to serve as your primary residence, and you can't own another home at that time that you close on the shared equity home.
Can you rent it out?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So these are for primary residents.
This is, we want to get you in a home. That's the goal here.
Correct.
100%.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
This is amazing stuff. Again, this open house Saturday from, you said 10 till 2?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. We'll both be there along with several other staffers.
It's going to be chilly.
I know. We'll be inside.
Yes.
We'll have the little fireplaces going.
All the cabins have little fireplaces that are
me?
going to be going, and
little
it'll be
gas
nice
fire.
and toasty in there.
Will hot cocoa be served?
We might.
This is incredible stuff, guys.
We're very excited about it.
I'm excited that you're on the air promoting this. This is wonderful.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah. And tip of the hat to Angie and Sarah and Nick and Grace and who else? Just everybody.
Our real estate development team. I mean, it was an effort. Yeah, but they pulled it off, and I think it'll be rewarding for the community.
Yeah, it's and I didn't even know there was a separate home ownership program up at Downstreet Community. I just didn't even know that.
I know.
I didn't know that. I mean, I just thought it was everything else that we've been talking about. I have learned more about you guys in the last couple of months than I ever have, and I've always known. Yeah, Downstreet. Yeah, they're right here.
Yeah. We're trying to get the word out. I do reach out to local lenders just to let them know that we're here to, work with you and help get your borrowers to, the finish line. A lot of the first-time homebuyer programs and down payment assistance programs require that you take a homebuyer education, which is where we come in. But we're more than that too. Yeah.
There's a lot more than that. You're doing great work.
Thank you.
It's a big job what you're doing. You got a fantastic team too. Look at all the people that are right on Summer Street.
We have amazing staff that are just so dedicated to our mission, and it's an amazing place to work.
Yeah.
It really is.
Thank you ever so much for coming in here.
Thank you
so
for
much.
having us.
I'm hoping to make it on Saturday, but if I don't, will you guys would send me some pictures and let me know how it goes?
We'd love to.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, hit me back and let me know how it goes if I don't make it on Saturday.
That
Will
sounds
do.
good. Thank you.
It's going to be amazing. I'm going to share the link here in just a little bit and show you some pictures of what to expect up there. Thank you so much, Ava Whitcomb, Cheryl Moyer, both from Downstreet Housing and Community Development. An absolute pleasure to have you both in here. Great job.
Thank you
so much.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity too.